Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen. My name is Heather, and today we're talking about vanilla. Now, in the past, we have made vanilla extract on this channel, and it was great, but you know that we have to wait 6 to 12 months to use this and have it to be at maturity. Now in comes the vanilla paste. Now, what is vanilla paste? It is basically an extract of sorts, but it is made from the entire vanilla bean and some alcohol and some invert sugar, and it is actually a paste. You can use these teaspoon for teaspoon, and they taste drastically different. This one has much more of a heavy vanilla flavor. This one is a much more light vanilla flavor. But if you have never tried paste in your favorite recipe, you are missing out. Because once I decided to kind of go whole hog on paste, I only use paste and I seldom use extract anymore. So this bottle of extract is probably the same bottle that we made on the channel like a year or so ago. And this is how much is left because I have been using vanilla paste exclusively. Now, this little bottle cost me $16.50 and it is only 4 ounces of vanilla paste. But today we're gonna make like 4 or 5 times that, under $20. So if you're ready for this adventure, let's get started. What you're gonna need is 1 cup of white sugar, 6 ounces of vodka, which is about 12 tablespoons or 3/4 of a cup, 3 tablespoons of light corn syrup, 2 tablespoons of water, 2 ounces of grade A whole vanilla beans, or about 25 beans. All right, you guys, so there's gonna be some people who are gonna ask me if they have to use vodka or if they could use something else. Or maybe there will be some people who are like, I'm not really comfortable going into the liquor store to buy my vodka. You're gonna need some type of alcohol for this recipe. I did see a couple of recipes who use bourbon instead of vodka, but you definitely need some alcohol to suspend this liquid in. Now the alcohol kind of burns off when you're cooking, so it's not like you're not gonna be drinking it straight or anything, but if you have a problem going into the liquor store to get yourself some vodka, just send a friend in. We all have a friend who is willing to take one for the team and go into a liquor store if you're not willing to go in. Just ask her for a favor, tell her to go pick out a middle of the line vodka, not the cheap stuff, not the expensive stuff, just middle of the line. I picked out Absolute. And so we bought the big one, but I did send someone else into the store because I couldn't make myself go into the liquor store. All right, so this recipe comes together so fast. It's ridiculous how fast it is. You will hear me talk more than this recipe will actually come together. So you're gonna need a high-powered blender. I'm gonna use the Pampered Chef Deluxe Electric Blender. I'm gonna use the smoothie and small feature here, the attachment, because if you're gonna use the large pitcher of your blender, you're gonna need to double this recipe. Now I could have doubled the recipe yesterday or the day before before I made it again, but I've made it a couple times already and I only have 25 beans left to show you because I was like, oh shoot, I was gonna make a video and show them. Hold on, don't make any more. Wait until you've done a video on it. So I was like, okay, let's not talk anymore. Let's do this thing. So in my blender cup, I am gonna put my vodka, my water, my corn syrup. Now another question will be, Heather, can I use dark corn syrup? Can I use golden syrup? Can I use some other kind of syrup? Can I use honey? Yes, the answer is yes. You can use whatever you want. You just need some sort of inverted syrup. The honey one, I saw one recipe that used honey, but it drastically changes the flavor of your paste. So maybe try it with just a corn syrup first and then decide what to do from there. The next thing we're gonna put in here is we're gonna put in all of that sugar. This is 1 cup of white sugar. All right, and I'm just gonna give that a little mix just so I make sure that it's not stuck to the bottom of my blender cup. And then we're gonna take our 2 ounces of vanilla beans, and this is a whole grade A vanilla bean. And we're just gonna use our scissors here and we're gonna chop them into smaller pieces and right into the blender cup. Now you can use the splits of vanilla beans, but you won't get as high of quality of vanilla as you would if you were using a grade A, just regular Joe average vanilla bean. This is also a great way to use up some of those vanilla beans that maybe you were holding on to make a recipe and then you never did, and they're a little bit dried up. This is also a great way to use up those. My first batch of this, I used half dried up and half like fresh. It was brilliant. It brought life back to those beans because it's gonna blend up and be just this beautiful, awesome paste that you can use those little bit of dried up ones for. And the only reason I'm cutting them is because it just makes it easier on the blender to get them all blended up. There was one recipe that was like, take your vanilla beans and, you know, run your knife through them and chop them. And I was like, why don't we just use scissors? Then we don't lose all of that beautiful vanilla beans on the cutting board. Now the only vanilla beans that I'm losing are the ones that are stuck to my hand. And now we are going to put our lid on and place it into our machine. Shake it up so that that sugar comes down. You may have to take it out and shake it up again once it's going. We're gonna lock it into place. We're gonna turn it on and we're gonna set it to grind for, I think it's 2 to 3 minutes. This is 2 minutes and 20 seconds. That works for me. And that's it. So here about halfway through, I'm just gonna give it a good shake because I want to make sure that all of the sugar and all of the corn syrup that was at the bottom is well mixed in before it finishes out its next minute. There we go. All right, and when it is done, what we are gonna do is open it up, and it will be hot because this thing has just been moving for 2 minutes. And I'm just going to check and make sure that everything got blended because sometimes, not with this blender, but other people's blenders don't do a very good job of making sure that everything was in there. So it looks like we are well blended. Look at that. All right, we're done. Now we are gonna take clean jars or clean containers and we are gonna fill this up. So I will just pour it right in. And you don't have to leave too much headspace, but leave enough headspace so that you can shake it up later because this is going to thicken a lot. So right now it is very liquidy, but I will show you the one from a couple days ago and show you just how thick it actually gets. Whoops, that's a little full. That's okay. We'll transfer some of that in there. All right, and once your tops are clean, just screw on your lids. Now, this paste is ready to use right now. But if you can wait about 2 weeks, that intense vodka or alcohol flavor will almost all the way disappear. But like I mentioned, this is not my first batch, so let me show you what happens after you let it sit. So this is pretty liquidy, and if you're familiar with vanilla paste, usually it's a little bit more paste-like, right? Or really a thick liquid. But that was pretty liquidy. But just letting it sit just a couple days will produce a thicker liquid. So here is one I made a couple days ago, and I will show you just how thick this actually gets. Ready? Look at this. Whoa. Look at that. You see how thick that got? It's beautiful. And now you can use this in any of your favorite recipes that require vanilla extract. It is so delicious and so easy and just a fraction of the cost. Now, those of you who love vanilla beans and are thinking to yourself, that seems like a lot of wasted vanilla bean in that cup. Oh, but it doesn't get wasted. throw some milk inside of this or some other type of a mixture and you will have some vanilla milk. Well, with a little vodka in it, but just don't give it to the kids. You'll be fine. But definitely don't waste it. Do something else with this. Or you can even like make vanilla paste on a day that you are doing cookies, and you can just use what's left over in your cup by putting your wet ingredients into this blender cup and kind of shaking them up. I don't know. That's what I'm telling myself anyway, because I think to myself, what a travesty. There's a lot left in that cup. Maybe I'll scrape it out. I don't know. But the next time you're looking to buy some vanilla paste, instead buy yourself some vodka and make it yourself, because it was just that easy. All right, you guys. Well, if you enjoyed that video, give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe to my channel. I do videos several times a week, and I'm always looking for the next adventure, and I love to find ways to, number one, make my life easier, and number two, save myself money. Wow. Like this $16.50, all of this and anything left in this cup and here, which I will use, all of this less than $20. So I'm just saying, this is a 4-ounce jar right here. So this and this are equal. I don't know, like you tell me, it's worth it. It is worth it. I love doing these adventures and I love sharing them with you. So I guess that's it, you guys. I'll see you on the next adventure. Bye.